right, folks, so there have been some announcements of new plans for the JCF. So here to discuss the probability. I think we're discussing more than the probability, but let's start there of these plans. We've got security consultant Robert Finzi Smith. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing much better than I have been.
Yes.
Not as good as I'd like to be.
No, don't you even.
Right.
Given what you say you've been through, you're blessed beyond measure,
Yes.
I think, to be here.
You're
All
good.
right, Bobby.
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Interesting things happening in the security ministry, in the JCF. Plans by the minister announced to overhaul the force in a short period of time. First of all, is this a practical discussion?
There are some who will tell you that it's a knee-jerk. There will some who will be, in Jamaica, everybody is skeptical about everything. It's needed. There's no if, no buts.
It's
or
been
maybes.
needed.
It's been needed. I won't make any definitive comment until I see the layout as to what the practicality of how it's going to be applied.
What we've heard is that there's going to be a new structure. There's going to be a disbanding of the mobile reserve. Fresh blood, we're looking at the bright, young, well-intentioned officers and giving them higher rank. And it's going to happen, the minister says, swift results within a matter of months.
Every coin has two sides. So you have bright, young, ambitious officers, yes. With what kind of experience? You disband and you move people who have experience. You may not like how they go about things, but they have experience. This has happened before. During the Macmillan era, we took all the crime fighters who knew all the criminals and put them one side and brought the people who could walk past a criminal and not realize that they're criminal.
But inherent in what you're saying is that you almost think we're making a mistake?
Not so much of a mistake. I would like to see it done in a structured manner that doesn't throw out the baby with the bathwater. There are officers who have worked for decades in the force, assiduously and honestly, who could get caught in this tidal wave of change, and you could lose a whole heap of very valuable knowledge.
Let's be a little bit more specific. One of the things the minister said was he's going to disband the mobile reserve. What was the role of the mobile reserve unit in the first place?
Mobile reserve originally, when I just joined the JDF, mobile reserve was almost the JCF's JDF.
Right.
They were trained by members of the JDF as well, and very specialist work. And riot control, like what the Americans call SWOT. Yeah.
Right.
Over the years, how do I delicately put this?
You don't know how to be delicately put anything,
Okay.
Bobby.
Over the years, there have been rumors of senior officers utilizing the skills and capabilities of the personnel to do almost high-level security. Like you would want a construction site and a man come and say more money, and you can't handle him, you just put 2 mobile reserve men and nobody will come back. After a while, this became a monetary.
Yeah. Did you said knee-jerk. Did you say that because what we've heard recently about
The Sunday night?
the rogue, if that's the word I should use.
That
That's
is
not my
still,
word.
the jury's still out on that.
Right, but you say knee-jerk. Do you think it's because of that? And they said, no.
I think that they have been planning this for quite some time. It is my belief that somebody said, no, step on the accelerator, which makes me feel that Sunday night is the tip of the proverbial iceberg that somebody has been watching, and they said, no, we can't afford anything more to
You
happen.
replace it with what?
That's the question. Because at a time when you're putting in states of emergencies in various places and SOZOs and things.
And the security minister says we are at war.
Yes. You don't take one of your more talented members of your unit and disband them. The next thing is, what you doing with the personnel? because you now have an area that's concentrated. And if you say you have some bad eggs in this basket, what you going to do? Take out all the eggs and spread them around the country?
One more question on Mobile Reserve before Sim. Why Mr. Bent? Why was he sent on leave?
When you find out, we will both know. But it is an interesting development, and it's unfortunate for Mr. Bent's reputation. Because Jamaica likes to believe the worst of anything.
Right.
And I would like to feel that he would have been able to clear himself. But even if he does, there will always be this perception that he was unfortunately placed.
He dropped the ball, type of thing.
Well, all right. Producer, you can tell us, we don't have a clock in here, so you can tell Nev how much time we have on the clock. You spoke about the mobile reserve and the people for hire and so on. But hustling, Jamaicans hustling, Jamaican police hustling like that has always
matter of fact, they reached a stage almost where they legitimized it.
Oh, because they're so poorly paid. Right, right. So I'm not sure that's a new thing. But let me move on to another matter. The minister has said there's talk about whether you keep it Jamaica Constabulary Force or you call it a police service. That's part of the debate. The minister is saying he doesn't see how we can call it a service because what we need with these people we are fighting, with the nation being at war, he says, is a force, is somebody who can use force.
He may be correct, but at the same time, he is fighting also history. Check and find out what brought about the formation of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It will be tracked all the way back to the Morant Bay Rebellion. So people were formed to protect the planters at the time and to make sure that another Mr. Bogle didn't come out of the hills. So on that foundation, what you currently have was built. Now, if you move the emphasis, I can understand, but you still need something that somebody understands can meet what they're visiting upon the country with equal or superior force. So,
okay, so let's do a SWOT analysis or some kind of situational analysis. Where are we now? We have a force of largely demotivated policemen.
And underpaid.
And underpaid, which is where I'm going with this. So even if you switch out,
and you don't pay them properly.
And you're still not paying them properly, how do you fix the problem? Because they are ostensibly one of the most important set of workers in this country.
But you must remember, and I've said this before, and the unfortunate thing is it's true. They say the truth is an offense, not a sin. But you have a situation where a lot of this nonsense started with trafficking. Man pull you over and tell you did something wrong, and you talk to this man. And the man says, a good man, let him go. After a while, a constable realizes that certain people at a certain level will force him to unwrite the ticket. So he might as well make a money from unwriting the ticket. This is where right or left come in. Yeah.
Can defend yourself. Yeah.
You know, who you know at certain levels can dictate what consequences you face for what you have done.
Yeah.
And we're in a country where there's a family that's very large. Most people know them but don't know they know them. Their surname is, do you know who I am?
Tell me about it.
So these people have set a standard that said, do as I say, not as I do.
Yep. Question, Bobby, you were part of the army. You have an issue with the soldiers almost now becoming police officers almost?
It's a delicate balance. You water down soldiers when they keep doing police work.
Interesting.
They become police in green. When I was in the JDF, and 2 truckloads of soldiers roll out of Lapberry Barracks and go through Cotton Tree Gate, the whole country goes up. Soldier. Now you see them so often in roles that are...
But what do you do? We don't have enough police officers. We have states of emergency in 3 different parishes. It's not an area anymore. I heard Mount Salem, I heard Denham, now I hear Hanover, I hear St. James.
So what does that mean? That you squeeze over here and they pop up over there?
Yeah, but you don't have
enough. But there's
enough
another issue on top of that. is that, and Bobby raised it, there is unfortunately more respect in Jamaica for the JDF than there is for the
unfortunately,
JCF.
but it's
true.
And it comes across to how you train and how you respond. But you have hit my pet subject. I can throw a whole heap of personal at something and suppress it momentarily. But how do I close this door? There was a big argument the other day about, well, why they had to stop the state of emergency and what it did. And there was an interesting statement that we had 20-odd people who were dangerous, who had to let go. No, they had them for a time. Why couldn't you have brought up something? So follow me now. Forensics. You can't get a man to talk because the informer for dead. But forensics, why haven't we placed far more emphasis on forensics? It's going to sound like a pipe dream, but follow me. Now you get a whole bunch of guys, you corral these guys, you stick them in a truck, you stick them in a cage, and
then what?
You're good. Why not set up a forensic truck at the corner and you line up some guys and you wand them and you come across gunpowder residue? I'm sorry, sir, we're going to have to stay this a little while. Could you come over here, please? None. I'm sorry to have detained you. Would you like a cup of tea? Go over to that
Bobby,
table.
we have a gentleman who came here from the US
Oh, I know about
to
that.
help us with
You
DNA.
mean the DNA database?
And he's leaving before his contract ends in October because he's frustrated. There's a resource issue largely.
Don't get mistaken. It's not only a resource issue. It comes down, you hear what the gentleman said? Because I heard the interview. It's a will. Why will you not have the will to do what needs to be done?
What do you think the answer to that question is? I'm curious.
Not everything good for eat, good for talk.
All right, sir.
All right, we have to go. Good to see you.
Same here.
Good to see you. Security consultant, Robert
Oh,
Finzi Smith.
gosh. All right, up next, grandma versus mommy parenting. We'll be right back with that.